Good morning, cadets. This is Let 2's. Your lesson today is on leadership attributes. I do have a quiz tomorrow. Let me see if I can get you spun up. You should have looked at the presentation already. Leadership attributes consist of character, presence, and intellect. There's a number of things that go into each of those. We'll talk about that. Now you've been in the program for a year. A lot of this has been demonstrated for you by previous students, as well as by me and Sergeant Brooks. But if you think about it, a lot of leadership principles, a lot of these attributes are probably demonstrated by many other people in your lives. If you're in sports, maybe as team captain, maybe as coaches, other positions of authority here in the school, but also other areas of your life. So let's work through those. Historical examples as well. That might be another way for you to think of some of these leadership attributes. What do you already know about character, for example? A lot of it, we're looking at developing you as a young leader. We want you to be the best person that you can be. So part of this is how you see yourself, how you hold yourself, and how you want others to see you. Biggest point being that leadership is a privilege. It is not a reward or something like that. It's you have to earn the right, the privilege of leading others, whether it's here in the school or for those of you who do choose to go into uniform. You owe a debt of gratitude and service to those who serve under you. So let's talk character. It consists of Army values. What are the Army values? Loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. Empathy. Talk about that a little bit. What's the difference between empathy, where you learn how other people think, what their perceptions are, what their background may be, what are the limits of their experience perhaps, being different from sympathy, which is where you feel sorry for somebody. Warrior and service ethos, where you put the needs of the organization ahead of your own. Discipline and developing character. Discipline looking a lot more at your personal, your self-discipline. For example, especially for those doing online schooling right now, your 30 points on Monday, it's a one-question quiz. I'm relying on you to have the self-discipline to be doing physical fitness at least for that 45 minutes that you account for through the quiz on Monday, but you really should be doing more exercise than that, like 3 days a week. And developing character, we'll talk about that a little bit here later. Okay, here's the Army values, the leadership acronym: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. We introduced those to you last year, so don't want to go into that too much here. But do want to emphasize the point there that makes in the right there that does help you make good decisions. Your values have an impact. We use Army values as a measure just because that's more easily understood and standardized that way. Your personal values may differ a little bit. You may have additional things that you would include on this list. Some of these you may prioritize a little bit differently. So what are the other influences in your life that decide what your personal values are? Empathy, how you relate to another person's situation, motives, and feelings. It's more about understanding, not that you necessarily agree, but just you understand where they're coming from. Because I know it may shock you, but sometimes people don't agree. They may both be good people, but they have different motives, different experience, different situation, and a different approach to solving problems, perhaps. Also goes to different styles. We talked about that with Winning Colors last year. A red person is, the activity-based person. They're going to be more prone to action, whereas either a thinker or a builder, planner or a builder, or even the blue, the interpersonal person, they may take more time to think about things. Red persons want to go take action. So understand your people. I got a story about that one as far as the young man I was dealing with last night. But high energy, very motivated, but man, every moment, squirrel. Trying to keep the young man focused on the task at hand was quite a challenge. We still got the job done though, but I do understand where he's coming from. I'll take that energy any day of the week. Just a maturity thing, a development thing. If I just get him to focus on the one thing I've asked him, get that done, then let's move on to the next task. Otherwise we get overwhelmed with 50 different tasks if all we're looking is at all the little squirrels jumping out of the woods at us. Okay, warrior ethos, service ethos, talking about the attitude of JROTC, the things that we emphasize, talking about values, and then your commitment to what we're trying to achieve in JROTC. Our stated motto is to motivate young people to become better citizens. Do you believe in that for as far as for the community, for the organization, but also where you feel about that for you personally? Are we helping you become that better citizen? Discipline. Your behavior, it's not just the things I emphasized PT earlier, but it's also your control over yourself. Don't allow emotions to get in the way or to allow them to control you. That has hurt this battalion in the past, where people were yelling and screaming at each other. I can't imagine new cadets wanting to be around that. I don't want to be around it. I'd much rather that, again, it's okay to get a little fire going, a little motivation, but keep it on the positive side, and for the most part, keep the emotions in check as far as anger and things like that. Enthusiasm, there's a whole reason that I don't know if you guys know, but at the MOWW conference, the Spirit of America conference, year and a half ago, obviously we weren't able to send the folks that were supposed to go last year, unfortunately, but Chantel Phillips got the Phoenician Award. She was out of all 8 states, all the people there. It was her enthusiasm and her positive attitude that put her over the top, got her selected as the top student at that event. Again, earning that Phoenician Award. It's positive emotions, controlled positive emotions can be hugely in your favor. It's much easier to motivate people if they see that you're excited about something, they become excited about something. Okay, developing character. What is a person of character? Think about that. Think about you. How does that apply to you? What are all the elements of character? So that you're going to have to do on your own. We got to move on here. So, first quiz question. Empathy is feeling sorry for someone. We already said that earlier. That is false. That would be sympathy. It's okay to have some sympathy, but empathy is the value that we're looking for. Okay, or the attribute. A strong sense of Army values can help leaders to what? Discipline team members, anticipate how decisions might affect others, make good decisions. I think we're leaning towards B and C there. What do you guys think? Let's go make good decisions. Anticipating how decisions might affect others is part of it, but that falls into the empathy piece. But ultimately, the values help you make good decisions, as what we talked earlier. Okay. Sam watched as 2 of his classmates got into an argument. The argument started when Miguel called Henry a fat slob. Henry is a bit overweight, and Sam saw how much Henry's feelings were hurt. The more he thought about it, the angrier he became. He started yelling at Miguel and telling him he was ignorant for insulting someone about their weight. What character attribute does Sam need to work on? Empathy, values, ethos, discipline. In this case, discipline, self-control. Let's not be yelling, and for the people involved, let's make sure we're not calling names or being offensive. All right, unfortunately, we're about out of time. You guys are going to have to go through the rest of it. There's some reflections there. Talk about character. Take a look at the quiz questions. Resilience. Physically fit. That gets to your ability to handle stress. Do what needs to be done. Yeah, intellect, real quick. Intellect consists of mental agility, sound judgment, innovation, interpersonal tact, and expertise. Intellect is important. It's not just the physical piece. There's mental agility. Take a look at that. The quiz questions will come up on that. Sound judgment. Scenario innovation. Good ideas, but needs to be disciplined innovation, disciplined initiative. Interpersonal tact. We'll talk a little bit more about that. All right. I will post this in the file for you. It's a modified version of the original presentation. All right. In that case, have a great day, guys. I will put the quiz up for you for tomorrow.